Hey guys, what's going on? Chris here for my last TIFF 2024 movie review. We saw this movie on the last day of the festival, September 14th, and just wanted to give you my thoughts about it. And the fourth and final movie I saw at TIFF 2024 was The Wild Robot, the new Chris Sanders animated film starring Lupita Nyong'o and Pedro Pascal. And we saw that at the Scotiabank Cinema in downtown Toronto. It was one of the only movies that was both a family film that I could take my son to, as well as it just worked for our schedule. So we went and saw that. It was in the IMAX theater, which is one of the biggest cinemas in Canada for commercial IMAX viewings. It doesn't take up the whole screen like your Oppenheimers and whatnot. It's just a blown up image, but it was still a great viewing experience overall. And the movie itself was actually great. It's based on a book. I was not familiar with anything. I think I saw the trailer a couple months ago whenever it first came out. I didn't really think much of it. It was mostly just a reason to bring my son to Toronto and check out a movie at TIFF. This was his first TIFF experience. Well, it's probably one of the better animated movies that have come out in the last year. I wasn't huge on Inside Out 2. I would probably pick this over Inside Out 2. I thought it was really well done. The first hour of this movie is really compelling, and it's really just in the second half that we kind of get into more traditional, movie. Like you can see here, like this image here, like I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say this image is in the third act. And so it kind of turns into a typical third act almost, but the first two acts were really great. The movie's about this robot that's like a servant type robot that's meant to be in the human world, but on its way from the factory to wherever it's going. The ship that's carrying it gets into a shipwreck, and so it ends up on the beach of this island that's full of animals and stuff like that. And basically, it has to learn to adapt and survive in the wilderness. The movie also ends up being a huge metaphor for being a mom and how hard it is to be a mom and how thankless it is to be a mom and all that kind of stuff. And also because she's not the thing that the robot is caring for. I can tell you, it cares for this goose right here. And obviously, with the robot not being a biological goose, there's also allegory in there for being a step parent and stuff like that as well. Overall, really nice, really beautiful movie. I thought it was really well done. Like I said, the second act kind of gets into more standard action-y tropes that you're seeing behind me here. But that first hour I thought was really compelling, really good movie. My kid loved it. He was definitely sucked into it. He was reacting to the movie throughout, so he really enjoyed it. So I don't think you'll have a bad time at the movies. Like I said, I think it's better than most animated movies I've seen this year. I wasn't huge on Inside Out 2. To be honest, I don't even bother with the Despicable Me movies. I've seen a couple of those, not a huge fan. And I'm kind of blanking on what else has come out this year that really made an impact on the animated side. I know there's another robot movie that I do plan on watching called Robot Dreams that just came out, but I haven't gone around to that one yet. But that one's a little bit more niche. But in terms of mainstream animated movies, I would say you can't go wrong with The Wild Robot. The animation style is really cool. I love that, a handful of years ago, we got that first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and it really opened the gates for just really interesting visual styles. And you can kind of see it a little bit in the poster behind me, but this movie does have a bit of a unique style to it, and I really enjoyed that aspect to it as well.